one. Yo, it's NPGtv. Welcome to the first episode of our fighting game podcast. If you be on this channel, we do a lot of, have you noticed, Marvel Tokon content, stuff of that nature. But we wanted to expand it a little bit to widen out to a lot of fighting games or all fighting games, the fighting game community just in general. There's a lot of IPs, newer ones like Invincible and popular ones like Street Fighter, where are getting fighting games or have been fighting games. And the biggest struggle with these type of games is it's hard to get into. I think that's everyone's biggest struggle. I know when I first met my co-host here, LK, he was very big on like trying to learn how to get into the game because it was very struggle when it came to Dragon Ball Fighters. So we want to make this space, this podcast, our channel, a space where people can not only just learn and relieve the pressure of getting into fighting games, but just enjoy learning and talking about fighting games. So I hope that is what this is. Speaking of my co-host, LK, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, ma'am. My name is LK. Y'all could call me LK or whatever. With the in terms of my history with fighting games, as ADE is mentioned, beginning of me trying to actually get into fighting games, it was fighters, and I had a horrible time with it because I would just get scraped. I didn't know anything at all, so it was a little challenging, but I ended up getting taught. And now I could, play it with, semi to no pressure. You feel what I'm saying?
No pressure.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
And then me, JDE or Jordan, whatever you want to, easier to call. I have more history when it comes to fighting games. I've been playing since I was 8 or 9. First couple were like Injustice, Street Fighter 4, I think it was at the time, and MVC 3. I had family members who kicked my ass in those games, and because of that, loved just the process of learning the games. And now I am a video game fanatic. I play tag fighters, arena fighters, 2D, 3D, anything that has the fighting game genre label on it. So I love this game, and I love this genre, and I'm happy to talk and share about it with y'all in total. So when it comes to this podcast, the whole gist of it, like I said before, is to teach and learn and help people understand when it is to play a fighting game and just help y'all enjoy it. So this segment for the first one, I think makes the most sense of introducing and talk about the newer fighting games. Because this is like a podcast, you don't have to watch us. You can just put down the phone and just have us in your ear. If you want to watch, you can. Nothing crazy editing-wise going to be happening, so you won't be missing out on anything other than our faces. For the segments today,
there's a lot to miss out on.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. For the segments today, we're gonna be talking about Marvel Tokon, 2XKO, and Invincible. I think those are like the big three. If you know about anime, for the more recent fighting games that are gonna come out. But something I want to talk about first is a thing we're gonna do while we're to teach y'all again about fighting games is fighting game term of the day. We're going to do one each day, teach y'all about a fighting term. And today we have numpad notation. LK, do you know what a numpad notation is?
Not gonna lie, when I read it, I thought you spelt that wrong. So I got no idea. You're going to have to take Dorian's on that.
Okay, you definitely know what a numpad notation is. It is the direction of where your D-pad or your joystick goes when you're doing a combo. So if you're doing like a quarter circle forward, it's like a 3-2-6 motion. You have to think of it like the number pad on a keyboard, where those numbers are. So if you're doing walking forward, that is 6. If you're in neutral, that is 5. Pretty simple. I think this is a really good starting point when it comes to these type of things, because understanding when people are explaining combos in YouTube videos and big like essay type stuff, like, oh, this is how you do combos. They normally use the numpad notations. So, do a quarter circle forward, 2-3-6 into a light. You know what direction it is. Okay, 2 is down on a keypad, and 3 is diagonally down.
Yeah, and then it might seem a little, let's say, like difficult to learn off rip, but if you're trying to get into like at least one specific fighting game, which I would suggest because it might be easier. Certain fighting games have, universal mechanics, and with those universal mechanics, you're gonna be seeing a lot more, or hearing at least a lot more of the same notions. For example, like with fighters, um, a universal combo, you're gonna start it off with 2M, 5M
Mm,
usually,
yeah.
and then you jump up into, you know what I'm saying? You use a lot of 2H, which is just down heavy, right, in the air. So you're gonna hear a lot of kind of like more of like the same ish notions with each different fighting game, you know. So it's not going to be all too different depending on how the universal mechanics go.
Yeah, I think this only varies when it comes to like 3D fighters, like an anime arena fighter. Other than that, it's gonna be
Yeah.
pretty much the same for all fighting games. So that's the fighting game term of the day. Now, our channel is based off of Tokon, so I think we should definitely start off this with Tokon. And I actually have something to bring up with you that I've learned this morning before we got to the couple of things we wanted to talk about. So, Marvel Tokon is going to be actually at Tokyo Games the end of this next month, in the end of September. PlayStation has announced that they're going to have an open play like they had at EVO, meaning that there is possibilities that during their showcase at Tokyo Games, there might be more gameplay stuff, or maybe character reveals for like actual gameplay reveals for Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, or new characters. What do you think about that?
About damn and time, right? Like this junk is actually insane, bro. I actually want to see Spider-Man. Like, you know, they released him in the character thing, and at the end of the day, it's they need to show a little more characters. I feel like that's in my opinion, though. It's like a lot of people are hype about this game, and um, if they're not, you know, releasing at least a couple more characters, you know, so
Yeah, no,
like it's gonna be a
it
little
depends
better.
on when it's releasing. If it's releasing later next year, then I can understand the slow burn of characters like being revealed. But a lot of people are speculating like February, March, the game coming out
But yeah, they doing closed beta in what in about a week,
in a week.
right?
Yeah. If you want to get into
About a
that
week.
closed beta, first off, we'll put a link down in our bio for everyone to just understand where it is. But you have to just sign up through like the PlayStation beta plan program thing. I
Mm.
think entries are still open, but it will be by this when this episode's out. I think it'll be like a couple of days, so we'll see about if it's needed to be put in or be out at that point. But
Yeah.
yeah, what you were saying, the beta comes out in a week, so they're starting to get people hands on it, and they're gonna get really used to the characters that have been talked about, like Storm and them. So, but what we have seen with like Evo and stuff, we got a lot of video and stuff on Tokon at Evo. What are your thoughts about that? What do you like about the gameplay? What do you seem more excited about?
But I I really love how they are like doing certain characters, right? So in terms of, I'm gonna bring in a older, you know, fighting game, UNVC 3, right? We played a little bit, you know what I'm saying, especially on the channel with the combo trials and things of that nature. Um, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't really like how they do a lot of the characters. Like I just, you know what I'm saying. A lot of people go. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. I don't really like how a lot of characters are made. It's just like happened the game to me. He feels a little slow, right? And UMVC 3, I'm talking about.
Okay.
But if we go into Marvel Tokon, what? Yo, this dude literally kicking the shield across the, like he could keep kicking the shield across the damn screen. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like he has a lot of control with his shield. It looks mad fun. We have Star Lord looking absolutely insane with his Blix.
That's probably one of my most excited character
Freaking
I'm for. Star Lord, I'm excited for Star Lord.
yo, exactly. Freaking dude, Storm even she actually looks more fun in my opinion than UNFC 3. Let's see. Only one that's a little is Doctor Doom, but even still, he looks pretty dope, right? He looks really cool with all the control he has on the screen. Iron Man, way more movement. It's just like with Tokon, with how they're building these characters, it seems way more, let's say, it seems way more like present. You know, with like fighting games nowadays, a lot of them feel a little more fast paced. That's how I got into the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But fighters is very fast paced. So fighting games nowadays seem a bit more fast paced, and Tokon kind of feels like that. You know, like all these characters seem a little faster compared to older fighting games. You know what I mean? There's some characters that could slow it down, right? Like Dr. Doom, for example, he's slowing down the game. That's why I don't mess with characters like that. You know
That's my
what I'm saying?
biggest like.
they're there.
I think that's like
They're there to
biggest thing
make
I'm like
the
wanting
game
is like
more boring.
I want some big characters though. Like I don't think they've added any like people. I'm like assuming like I feel like Hulk and Thor are gonna be like the slower characters in my opinion. But I don't like other than those two. Like I don't see them having any big brutes in the game, and I kind of want at least a couple of different of those characters. So I'm really interested. Maybe like a Juggernaut, I can see them adding.
Yeah, but you talking about like slow characters, which is cool, right?
Yeah.
Because they could even slow characters could probably speed up the pace of the game. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Certain if they're done right, they can speed up the pace of the game. I'm talking about characters that slow down the game. Like Dr. Doom, for example. That dude shuts down every single thing and has control of the damn screen. You know what I'm saying? So he could slow it down if he wants to. So that's kind of like what I'm talking about. And in older games like UNVC3, it feels slow enough already a little bit, you know, unless I don't know, it's like a lot of the characters that I want to play in the game feel a little slow. But I know it could be fast if you
Yeah.
play certain characters. It definitely can, but I don't know. It feels way better with Tokon. So that's basically what I'm excited for, is like how they're building characters, because everyone is unique in there. So far, at least.
That's what I like too, the uniqueness of the characters. So, who do you want to play? What is your biggest, like, who are you most excited to play if we get into the beta for Tokon, based off what we see?
Okay, so in the beta, I first and foremost, our main man Cap, right? You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man is not definitely isn't gonna be in the beta, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be Cap, Storm, Star-Lord, Miss Marvel, Doom, and I'm missing one more. Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Iron Man. Yeah. Cap seems extremely fun. So he's gonna be my first pick. And then let's say Iron Man. Yo, oh my gosh, bro. Being able to cancel everything into flight, bro. Like, I'm not gonna be able to grasp like what insane combos you could do with this dude, right? And especially in the air. Like I'm not gonna be able to like grasp it. So I'm hoping they have like a training mode or something. For the beta at least. And then my last character, Miss Marvel. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like.
She looks interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like her character a lot. Like how other games and how the MCU, I guess, portray her character. I don't really like her character per se, but her kit in the game seems fire, dude. Her kit seems insane. Yeah, she seems broken too. I'm not even gonna cap. A lot of people
crazy.
like the
Okay.
A lot of the testers said that like she's pretty damn broken.
You think she's one of the better characters?
Yeah. A lot of the pro players that have played the game said that Miss Marvel and Cap seem like the best like point characters in the game so far.
Okay.
So I'm interested to see those two. Mainly just interested to see like what good point characters are there, you know? And who could really be able to get in fast and do some crazy stuff. That's me though. What about you?
I'm excited about Star-Lord. I think he's one of my top. Cap is also a character who, just compared to the rest of the cast, mobility wise seems kind of insane. Just the double jump, the air dash. I love BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, one of my favorite fighting games, and the way he moves and plays feels like that, or just the way he looks like that. So that's someone I also want to pick up. But Star-Lord looks just really fun, really interesting. If you know MVC3, he looks and feels kind of like Dante. I seen the pistol little barrel spin thing he does. That's kind of like a Dante feel. So
flashbacks on him.
So Dante he looks sick as hell. Other than that, I like Doom. I like characters who control like pace. I'm very interested in those type of characters. Normally don't main them, but always like
this
a
dude
pocket.
boring.
What happened?
This guy is boring, guys. Don't worry.
I like to control pace in games sometimes. Those are like some of my favorite characters. Those are rushdown characters, but yeah, no, Doctor Doom seems just a little interesting just to see how he plays compared to the rest of the cast. As you said, he's a little more slower compared to the other characters who've been revealed so far, anyways. So I'm interested in that. Other than that, like you said, Miss Marvel, she just seems a little interesting. She's the only one without like crazy air mobility other than her arm. Like everyone has a double jump or a flight so far, so she just seems different from the rest of the cast, which also just makes me excited for like newer characters, just to see what else they would do. But yeah, yeah, I think that's really it when it comes to character wise.
Hype for Storm.
I'm hyped for Storm. Nah, I'm hyped for Storm. Setup characters have never been my favorite though. The only setup character I've ever really played is Weiss from Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, actually my main. But that's one because I actually know her from the game or the anime, quote unquote, she's from. She was a character who had pretty medium range, and she could set up these glyphs. And if you activated them while you were near them, you would be able to do like mix-ups and all that type of stuff. Other than that, like it allowed her to manipulate her own movement, so it sped her up. Storm doesn't look like it. She manipulates the projectiles, not herself as much. So not crazy, but I'm definitely down to test her out. She doesn't look uninteresting, just not one of my favorite archetypes when it comes to fighting.
Okay.
That's just me personally, though. So you mentioned on it a little bit beforehand about training mode in the beta. Is there any other modes you're hoping? I know it's a beta, it's closed beta too, so I'm not gonna have anything crazy. But if you could have like a wish list of things you would want in a beta just to test out early.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna sound boring when I say this, but I really do want a training mode. Like that's
valid. It's valid.
In fighting games, like I live and breathe in the training room. Like a lot of my hours are in the training room, like testing out combos, testing out how to play in neutral. And I don't think they might not have something like this in the beta, but at least in the release of the game, I would love for their training room to be very I guess detailed is the word.
Frame data, stuff like that.
And,
like frame data.
Like frame data.
Yeah.
Like frame data, attack startup, when the attack stun is over or whatever. Even for example, in fighters, it's so immersive. Like you're able to have the bot do moves that you want to do, you know what I'm saying? And then save those moves to the bot. So let's say for example, if you're doing like a mix up or like a block string, let's say.
Yeah.
And you want the bot to like jump at a specific time to like test your block string or whatever. You could play as the bot in the training room, have them jump at a certain time, save that recording, and then play that recording as you're playing as your regular game. So yeah, I want it to be around the around it being like as immersive as like the fighters training room, because I need that. It's very good.
What is it? Guilty Gear? It might be Guilty Gear. I think it's Guilty Gear. But I could be wrong. But there is definitely a training mode. We're just gonna use Guilty Gear for now. There is a training mode, like Arc System Works. If it is Guilty Gear, they've made training modes where someone could do a combo on you in game, and you can record that recording, and the bot can redo the motions and the combo string someone did onto you in the training mode. So if they can go that deep, especially with how unique each character is going to be, and there's going to be 4. I know people were saying like you don't have to learn all 4, but if you're going against someone who is learning on 4, you're going to have to learn how to go against 4 different matchups. So just being able to train and test against
Mm.
those like other characters, and let's say you can copy that recording onto your training dummy for them to do those block strings. If they have something like that, that would be nice. But yeah, I agree. Just being able to have an extensive one, just where you can at least learn how to go against these characters. They have some universal mechanics, but a lot of them seem very unique. So I definitely see people getting like, oh my god, like I don't know how to deal with these characters. I think that's still just an issue that they're gonna run into within the game. That yes, you don't have to learn all four, but you still have to deal with all four, especially someone who's really good. And if you don't know how to go against like all the characters in the game, there probably won't be as many characters as we're thinking, but still, I can see that being an issue for a lot of people. So I do hope the training mode is going to be extensive, if not in beta, at least in release.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like that in the beta. In the beta, I'm probably not gonna be in the training room as much. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to be whooping as much ass as I can. You feel what I'm saying for the
No, that's
beta?
the
'Cause
plan.
it's
That's
only
the
gonna
plan,
be
of
like 3 days.
course.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's only gonna be like for 3 days. So I'm gonna go in with a character, bare knuckle, and try to whoop as much ass as I can. You feel what I'm saying? That's just me though. But when the game does release, I'm gonna wanna be great at the game. And one of the steps to do that is a very good training. So yeah, that's my pick for the mode though.
Okay. I agree. Training mode. If I could have a wish list, um, for it, I would also just want a offline mode where you can go against CPUs. I think that's also something. I'm just interested in what some CPUs might pull out to see what they could do.
Mhm.
Again, we're not gonna get extensive time with the game, so there's only so much limited. But the bots literally know everything you can do with every character. So if there's like a arcade or tower, you can go one on one against the bot. Something where you can go against a bot and they just pull out some random like, oh my god, Cap can hit his shield back infinitely, and the CPU is pulling it off like you didn't even think about it, or like they're doing some things like linking stuff that you weren't thinking just because they're CPUs and you know everything. That would just also be nice to see, but also I'm obviously might be a little much when it comes to beta, but just to get more information.
Yeah, maybe not for the beta, yeah, but like for the release of the game, that's gonna be fire. Like relating it back to fighters once again, they have the raids, you know, the raid bosses and stuff like that. That will be so
They definitely
fire.
need to do
Have
a raid boss.
all your friends, and you gotta have like 4 friends on the same team. You gotta have like four people on the same team, and then you could try to like, even though you do share a health bar, so it's gonna be a little different. It's gonna be a little weird. I don't know how they would do it, but it would be really cool if there's like a raid boss you could fight with your friends on this insanely difficult, raid boss, pulling out crazy
Some
stuff.
crazy
That's like,
villain, like
yo,
they might not be
you're-
playable, but like some crazy like Null or like that or
yeah,
Galactus. That would be actually tough.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
Marvel
yup,
Tokon with the raid mode would be tough.
insane.
That's a good pull. I like that. That's a great idea. Oh my god, write that down. Send that shit to our system work. Oh my god.
For real, you know what I'm saying? Be a little idea maker for them. Ugh.
All right, so I know we had an activity scheduled at this moment, right? But I wanted to surprise you a little bit, hit you with a different activity. We're gonna do blind tier list. I'm gonna give you some characters, and you have to put them on how much you would want them. Number one, and then how much you least want them.
Heard you. Blind ranking.
You don't know any of these characters I'm gonna announce. I have 6 characters for you. And
Okay.
you rank them 1 through 6.
For Tokon?
For Tokon. This is for Tokon.
Heard you. Go ahead.
Okay. So number 1. I've heard that there's rumors that if anywhere he's gonna be released and talked about, it will be at this Tokyo Games. Because he's the number 1 popular hero in Japan. In Tokyo. Deadpool.
See, Deadpool. I love Deadpool so much. He's so unique. So this blind ranking is like what characters I would want just released in general.
Number
Like,
1, you want
right?
them released. You want they have to be in the game for you.
I'm fiending for them.
Number
for
6,
them. Right?
like they're the least you care more. Like, okay, Like these
Okay,
other
okay,
characters ahead
okay.
of them.
So with Deadpool, I love it's another reverse scenario with Miss Marvel, right? I don't really like her character too much, but her kit seems fire. Deadpool, I love the character, bro. That's my nigga for real. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know how like crazy his kit will be though. I feel a little bad saying that, but I don't know how like insane his kit will be for real. Because he's a merc with a mouth. That's pretty much what he
Mm.
is. You feel what I'm saying? His voice lines will be funny though. So I'm gonna have to put bro at like I don't know what you're gonna pull out. I'm gonna have to put bro at like three, like three.
Three. Okay.
There's a lot of good characters that could come through. He's on three on personality alone. Let's
Okay.
continue.
All right, that's valid.
Mhm.
All right. So next one, we have Black Panther.
Wakanda forever, right? Let's see. Vibranium tech will go crazy. I'm trying to think of like what they could do with their kits because that's mainly what I'm looking for is the fighting game at the end of the day. So we're not blind ranking how much I would love the characters. It's how much I would love to see them in the game. Black Panther. Damn, I can't move them though. I wouldn't want him over Deadpool, I don't think. Damn. People are gonna hate me for this. Because I don't know what you could pull up with. This hurts me to say it. I'm putting them at the 4.
Four
It
Black
hurts me
Panthers,
to say it.
crazy. Four Black Panthers, crazy.
It hurts me to say it. But there's insane characters in like you gotta understand Marvel's catalog that they could pull in. And I don't know what characters you finna give me right now. So I'm playing it dummy safe right now.
Okay, Black Panther 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So next, a little bit of controversial character, but I don't see them not getting in. Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Miss
like,
Marvel.
Fuck. I'm gonna end up kicking myself after the end of this tier list. I don't really like her too much. I'm not putting her over. I'm putting her at 5. I'm not putting her over Deadpool.
I was about to say, if you put her over those two characters.
No, I cannot do that. No. I'm gonna end up kicking myself after this blind ranking. I promise you I am. But continue though.
All right, this is probably an easier one then. What is it, number 4? Wolverine.
Easy 2. We're putting him at the easy 2.
Easy
you know what I'm
2.
saying? Easy 2. He's gonna be in an insane rushdown. I feel like they could do insane stuff with his regen abilities. And it will be very fun to see like how like what options they could give him when he gets in close. I feel like it would be difficult for him to get in close, right? But that's why you got 4 characters on your team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He doesn't gotta do all the work by himself. You feel what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
put him at the 2.
Put him at the 2. So we have 1 and 6 left.
Correct.
Okay.
Opposite ends of the
Complete
spectrum.
opposite ends, so we'll see.
Opposite ends. Let's see it.
Number 5. Silver Surfer.
It's like, is there any other position other than the 1? Like,
Okay.
Is there any that this is what I was saving the 1 spot for? This is exactly what I was saving the 1 spot for. And if you put something like crazy for this last spot, I'm actually gonna kick you in real life. But no, Silver Surfer at the 1 is like, bro, what else can you say? Bro moves at the speed of light. Bro has every other power like imaginable. It's like, who wouldn't want him in the game at all? He has like 80 different powers. I'm putting him at the 1 easily.
Well, speaking of 80 different powers, this person also probably has a lot of powers. Last character, and you have it your number 6, is Thanos. So, Thanos is at your 6. How are we feeling about that? Damn. The Mad Titan, the feeling god like holder, he beat all the Avengers' asses. He's at 6. He might just purposely snap you out of existence, honestly.
Fuck you, first of all, right?
Yeah.
Like genuinely, like fuck you. That's number one. Two, it's like who really wants Thanos anyway, bro? You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like he
Okay.
can't really do like, oh, he could have a cool mechanic with the Infinity Stones. Like, okay, like oh, he could have different abilities like while collecting different Infinity Stones throughout the game. Oh, okay. Oh, he could have like a meter where he builds up and he just snaps you out of existence, one taps you. Okay, so he sounds fucking cool as hell, bro. I can't downplay him, bro. I can't downplay him. Is if I could change it, obviously I'll put him higher. But other than Thanos, I'm not too mad about the list.
No, it's
Other
not
than
about a
Thanos, I'm
list.
not too bad.
Not about a list.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll move everyone down. I'll put him at the 2, and then I'll switch Wolverine with either BP or Deadpool. I feel like those are interchangeable. But
Yeah.
I'll put everyone down and then move Thanos at the 2. That's really it for real.
Okay. Okay. So,
Yeah.
with that being our wish list for Tokon, I think we should slide over to Invincible. Invincible Versus was a game, I'm not gonna lie, kind of came out of left field. I wasn't expecting an Invincible game just in general. But not mad about it. A lot of people are, though, I'm not gonna lie. When the game first came out, there was a lot of controversy that it was a fighting game and not like an adventure game, not like some type of, I don't know, RPG or whatever. Like, people were mad it was another fighting game. How do you feel about Invincible versus being, or just Invincible being a fighting game?
Yeah. I saw the trailer, right?
Yeah.
First day it came out.
Wait, did you watch the show for Invincible?
The show, yes.
Okay.
I'm caught up.
Okay.
Yeah, fully caught up. I love Invincible. Invincible's fire. So, I'm looking at this trailer, right? I see Mark getting his ass beat. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're making a game for Invincible. Oh my gosh, like what is it gonna be? I'm looking at the thing, right? I'm looking at the trailer, yo, and then it's announced that it's a fighting game. I'm like, oh,
Really?
oh, like I love fighting games, right? I really do like fighting games. They
Not
could
a
have done
biggest
something
fan
way
of
better
being,
with Invincible.
not being the biggest fan of it being for Invincible.
It's like, it's not like I'm the biggest. It's not like I'm not the biggest fan for it.
Yeah.
Like if it is a fighting game, oh, I'm a def play it when it comes out for sure. So when I heard it was a fighting game, I was like, oh, like I was disappointed, but not as disappointed as other people, I assume.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people like fighting games. It's a specific genre to get into. Whereas adventure, open world, it's a specific genre, but it's more appealing to most of the people that play damn games. You know what I mean? And would Invincible be a fire open world game where you could, go fly around and do missions and crack Adam Eve? Yes, that would be.
Have
fire.
you ever played DC Online, DC Universe Online?
I played a little bit, like a very little bit.
That's what I thought when I first saw it. What I thought it was gonna be like just off the graphics and the look of it, I thought it was gonna be like a DC Online game where you like become a superhero or whatever, and you go around and like fight. And I thought it was gonna be a little more gory, I guess. That's how I saw it. So I thought it was gonna be like something like that, like an RPG or like MMORPG where you like fly around and.
Imagine like, oh shoot, like there's like a specific mode where like, oh shoot, you gotta create your own superhero and you're living in the events of like
Invincible,
or
yeah.
something like that. That would be absolutely insane. Or like it could be like 2 modes where it's like, oh, create your own hero and you live by the events of like what happens in Invincible, right? It's kind of like, like a hero but on a side. There's a game that does that, like Attack on Titan, where you're your own person and you live through the events of Attack on Titan, AOT, but you're a character and you're like a
Oh yeah,
has,
I know, yeah.
Yeah, you're a character that you're not like fully a side character. Like you do good stuff and it affects the story, right? But it still follows the events of the main story.
AOT.
So it's not like it's just like a freaking side person. That's a little boring. Like you're gonna be able to do stuff and interact with characters as your own characters, which will be dope. Even Other than that, you could also just play Mark and go through the story, and once again crack Adam Eve and actually, you know, you know what I'm saying, like, and actually do crazy stuff. Like I feel like that would be mad dope. Um, Invincible is just not the type of game. Like it's cool for a fighting game, but it would be way better if it was an adventure open world game, or story based game or whatever. You know what I mean? The potential is hindered a lot
Okay,
when you look at it as a fighting game.
I can see
So
that. I
I'm
definitely can see that.
I'm cool with it, but the potential is hindered though. Potential is
There
hindered
are
for
so
sure.
many
So
characters in the universe that I could see it, like, okay, and there's a good amount of locations like that you could use, and I think just a story alone, like you were saying, could be definitely like some type of like story based game, and like end game content could just be you going to other multiverses and find like stronger versions of like these heroes, so like it doesn't feel like, oh, they couldn't figure out like content. I know the show is multiverses based. But it is a fighting game, and with that being said, this video is talking about, or this podcast is talking about, all the upcoming fighting games. Do you think it can stand out between the other fighting games? So Invincible has to go against Tokon and 2XKO, and I'm not saying those are better games. None of them have really came out yet. But they're made by more notable fighting game companies like Arc System Works, Riot Games. And Riot Games doesn't make fighting games, but they have the IP of League of Legends, so they have some backbone when it comes to
hmm
video games and stuff. And Invincible is made by Quarter Up in Skybound Games, which I think the people at least working on the game have made Killer Instinct, which is a fighting game. It's pretty well known, but the company itself isn't too big. So do you think Invincible can stand up or go against these other two games that are coming out?
um, short answer, if I had to put money on it, no, I
Really?
don't think so. Long answer, the reason why is because there's gonna be we're seeing a huge wave. I'm not gonna lie, we're seeing a huge wave of like newer fighting games,
Especially tag
right?
fighters.
Yeah, especially tag fighters. So there's a lot of newer games that are coming out, and there's a lot of these games, gaming studios and people that have made games obviously already have like their foot in the door of how to make games, or make these fighting games. So I feel like they might have that edge over Invincible with like smaller company or whatever. That's one nitpick. We've seen it before where like the smaller companies make better games than bigger companies. It's not unheard of. But in terms of Invincible, we haven't seen too much mechanics yet. We just seen a little bit of gameplay and some combos with characters. But in terms of gameplay, 2XKO comes through with an insanely unique mechanic for the game. Insanely like unique stuff for the game that I never play League of Legends, but I'm gonna want to play this game.
The 2v2
Like
aspect,
I'm
yeah.
gonna want to play this game because of this insane unique mechanic, and they have other very unique stuff to the game that I don't see Invincible having. It looks like a standard 2D fighting game. So in terms of like mechanic wise, it doesn't look like it's like insanely unique. And then in terms of, we could put it up against Marvel Tokon as well. Which one is bigger, Marvel or Invincible?
Right over Marvel, yeah.
Giving it to Marvel.
They're giving it to
So
Marvel.
so in terms of mechanics, might not beat 2XKO, even though we don't know too much about the game. But in terms of unique wise, it might not be beating other fighting games today. And then in terms of fan base wise, in terms of just do you like the show, do you like the company itself, like Invincible, right? More people are gonna be looking towards Marvel games or Marvel content over Invincible content. So it's not really beating out Marvel Tokon in terms of its fan base either. So in terms of that, I don't think it has too much left to stand on. You know what I mean? Like it's playing in a niche, not a niche what's the word? Not a niche. Hmm, like it's a fighting game, so it's playing in somewhat of like a narrow like it's a little difficult to get into fighting games, right? So it's playing in the niche video game lane already, right? Whereas if it was open world, it would be a little more open
Okay.
towards people who
Okay.
just
Yeah,
want
I
to get
see.
into the
Yeah.
game. So yeah, it's playing in a niche, not niche, but narrow lane already, right?
Gotcha.
And then Invincible itself, um, it not everyone and their mother knows Invincible
IP
as
wise,
well
it's
as
one.
freaking
It's
like
the weaker one of the three.
Yeah, yeah, instead of like Marvel or DC or something like that. You know what I mean? So, in terms of all of that, I don't see it beating out these newer games.
I
It
don't
might be cool though.
personally like based on the points you're saying. Like I said, it is some of the people behind the game is from Killer Instinct, and that was a very popular fighting game. So I trust with some of the mechanics looked interesting. I've seen some gameplay of people playing it. Uh, I liked it. Like it looked like a very hyper aggressive game, where like even the sudden death mechanic, where how it worked is that it like locks you when time if you time out, it locks you into a 1v1 and you start losing health. So even if you have one more character than the other, I'm pretty sure it just locks you out of your other characters and you go straight into a 1v1. So it's trying to pursue people into a very hyper aggressive game, which I think is pretty interesting. I think it's pretty cool. And then when it comes to the IP, at least maybe in the video games like realm, it doesn't beat out League of Legends, but like universal wise, when it comes to like more casual people, I think it beats them out. And then even people who play League of Legends, not all of them are going to transfer over to 2XKO because that's just a completely different genre. Um, so I don't know. I think me personally, I think it has at least a little merits. It's gonna like stand up. I do feel like it has one of the bigger backlashes, like negative outlook compared to the other two. 2XKO has some pretty bad ones, but that's
Mhm.
more just because it's getting compared to Tokon rather than its own gameplay, and just it's been announced and talked about for the last like 4 or 3 years. So it's just been riding a horse that hasn't been really going anywhere.
Mhm.
But that's just my opinion personally. I'm excited for the game. I want to see more from it personally, just to see what they have to offer compared to the other two. But I'm also like very intrigued on what they're gonna do with it.
As you said, like universally, it might be more well known than League of Legends, right? Like people who just want to watch like the show or read the manga. Or
Yeah.
whatever. It's most likely more well known than League of Legends. Who people in that area who know League of Legends play games, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
mainly just negative. But since it's more universally known, adapting a more universally known piece of content into a more universally played game would make more sense. It being an open world adventure game would have made more sense. That's where I'm coming from. Where it 100% without a doubt. However successful this Invincible fighting game is, most likely no way it wouldn't be more successful if it was an adventure open world game, especially in the beginning of the game when it does release.
Okay.
However successful the Invincible fighting game is, um, it most likely would be more successful if it was an adventure open world.
Okay.
So
I can see that. I can see that. Well, either way, the game's gonna come out, and with that are some characters. So we're gonna do a wishlist snake draft type of thing where do we want to rock paper scissors shoot for it, or how we want to test who goes first for this draft of characters?
since I went first last time, you can go first.
All right. So we get 4 characters each, and for my first pick, I'm going honestly the Mauler twins. I'm going the Mauler twins.
Yeah, okay.
I think a
okay,
2 character.
okay.
I don't know how they would do it, but I think it'll be interesting.
Right. To Aikido, I'm in a little trouble because I don't know every single character that they already released.
So
I'm not that
they've released Mark, they released Omni Man, Adam Eve, Explode. I'm pretty sure it's 6. They have the Viltrumite with the blade on her hair.
mm-hmm.
Is it just those? I'm pretty sure it's 6 right now. I just can't remember who the last one is. But it's Mark, Adam Eve, Explode, Omni Man, her, and one other character. I can figure that out.
Conquest, is it?
I don't think Conquest is. It might be Conquest, but I don't think that he's out yet.
Okay. Well, I keep for my first pick. If he's not already released, I gotta go Battle Beast. Gotta go Battle Beast.
Oh, forgot about this dude. Bulletproof is the 6th character.
Oh, lame ass. All right, yeah. Nobody know. All right, but yeah, Battle Beast, 100%.
That's valid.
Easily.
Battle Beast makes complete sense.
Yeah. Do I get the next pick now?
Yeah, you get the next one as well.
I guess I like that. Next one. You kind of messed up with the Mauler twins. I'm going Thrag. Easily, bro. One of the best Viltrumites ever to do it. That boy is fire. Who wouldn't want him in the game?
That's valid. Okay.
Definitely gotta do it. Mm-hmm.
All right. I have Red Rush as my next character. I feel like a speedster in this game with a bunch of flyers. I don't know. Again, they're all flyers so far, so he's definitely gonna have to play differently. But he'd be so cool. Actually, Explode isn't a flyer, but he's using explosion to get in the air, so he might have to be like a ground fighter. But I think it'd be cool. Another character I just think have a really unique ass mechanic too, Darkwing. That way you can go into his shadow.
Damn.
That's also another
That's
cool one. Like, they could do some unique and cool shit with him.
Okay. Damn. I forgot one of the. Hello?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yo, your screen freaking froze. They already released Adam Eve, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. My next pick, high key. Let's go. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go Angstrom.
I was thinking about him as one of my earlier picks, but I didn't think I wanted to go. I like that pick though.
Yeah, nah, I feel like he would definitely be mad unique in terms of how he's played. And imagine like, he could like summon minions where he could summon the other marks.
Not even
you
that,
know
like
what I'm
the
saying?
portal tech would be insane.
Oh, for sure.
Portal tech would be insane.
But I'm saying like, imagine if he could definitely like summon people too, if it's possible in the game. But like, it would be cool to see. So yeah, that's my third pick, and then my final fourth pick has more of like a aha kind of. I want the I want the old immortal, not the regular
immortal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like the crazy freaking immortal where spoilers. I don't know if it's spoilers, but Mark goes into the freaking future.
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, old immortal. I like that. I like that pick. Okay.
Dude, that dude would be hilarious. That joke is and the fight is pretty good too. So
nah,
I'd love to
he
see
would
the
be
old
clean.
immortal in there.
He would be clean. I'm surprised you didn't say Conquest, did you?
No, I did not.
I'm surprised because I'm not gonna pull him either. I want more like unique playing characters. I want to have Rudy the robot dude. I want him as my final pick. I think again, I'm going for a lot of unique characters who can have cool different concepts. I think Conquest. I think he's gonna make it a game. He's gonna be tough as hell, but he's gonna play. I feel like every other character, just hits hard, flies. So I think you'll play different. So that's why I want Conquest. I want Ruby. I don't want Conquest.
Yeah, I think my list beats yours though. You feel what I'm saying?
It probably does,
like
but
that,
mechanic wise and unique character wise, I fuck with my list. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, Angstrom though?
Angel stuff, no,
Angstrom?
I'll give you that. That was a great pull. Cause I started thinking about him halfway through my list.
Yeah.
I didn't have him in my original, but I was like, ooh, he would be tough. All right, so we got to our last game, but we talked about a little bit already. But 2SKO. This is a very actually interesting topic before the both of us because we actually neither of us has played this like League of Legends. Not really much to know about League of Legends. I've watched Arcane. You watched Arcane? Caught up with it both seasons? Yes, no.
Negatory.
Okay, so LK knows nothing about.
Absolutely nothing.
He knows nothing about League of Legends.
And no, Arcane.
I played it maybe for
to League of Legends.
30 minutes in freshman year, and then I watched Arcane, and that's really it. But with our bare knowledge of League of Legends, are we interested in 2SKO? For someone who has never played League of Legends, do they market it in a way where it still brings interest? I'm saying yes, personally. The characters look sick. I think the characters look sick. The gameplay, like you said before, the 2v2 mechanic is really cool. I think to being able to play, it's not like the 2v. If you don't know, it's not a 2v2 game where you have two characters, but it's 2v2 where you and your friend, so you're playing with your friend and they're your other character, and they can summon their stuff out as assists and stuff. I think that mechanic of the game is very interesting. So they're more pushing up a 1-1 versus a 1-1 except for a 1-on-1 with two characters. I think that's really cool. So I'm very interested.
Yeah, being able to in the game, you're able to freaking, if you're playing as like two people on the same team, you have to call out yourself as an assist, and then as well, when you get called out, you obviously have to fight, and then if you want your assist to come out, your friend has to be able to call themselves out, which I think that junk is so fire, mad unique. Having two people on the same team is so cool, and there's been some gameplay where it's like it even looks like it might not just be like just a fun thing where it's like two people on the same team. It could be low key like a competitive thing too. Like it could be.
No, I think that's the whole purpose. It's the main. Yeah,
focus. That's what they're trying to do.
It is the main purpose of the game.
So having two people, having four, bro. Has it been done before? Like a tournament where there's like 4 people fighting each other? Like a tournament,
Multiverses like, tried to do it. That was like their main focus was a 2v2. Smash Brothers also was like the main culprit of the 2v2 where they have a 2v, and they have like a whole rule set about it. Certain characters are banned, certain like playstyles are banned because to make it more competitive. When it comes to 2D fighters,
tag fighters, especially
2v2 fighters, bro. Tag fighters. Off the top of my head, I don't think so.
And closest, that junk,
I think closest thing they've done is, I don't know what game it was, but where they like, I think Injustice has done it, and maybe Dragon Ball FighterZ and Street Fighter, where they do like, Street Fighter, they technically done it. It's Street Fighter, where there's a mode where you can play, you can have a lineup of multiple characters, and like if you win, like whoever wins, they keep their health, but they fight the next person. So let's say I got you to 50% and you killed me, then you're at 50%, you fight my next teammate. And they've done like regions, so it's like the US versus Japan and Russia versus England and like all this type of stuff. So they've done something like that. I think Street Fighter is the closest one to do it, but not anywhere where it's like you're literally fighting at the same time, like coordinating stuff.
Yeah, like imagine freaking. You gotta pull up at Evo. You gotta pull up with your boy. You know, like
that's tough.
So tough, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pull up at Evo with not only you but your boy. You gotta like practice different like combos and what to do, and like that's gonna be cool. Like imagine one part of your game is weak where like, I'm not great at going against this specific character, but my friend here is. You feel what I'm saying?
I didn't even think about. Yeah, no,
that's Yeah, cover each other's weaknesses.
I like that.
I'm saying that junk, Yeah, it's such a cool concept, and this is what I'm talking about in terms of like unique mechanic. It's such a insanely unique mechanic. Like, I don't know anything at all about League of Legends. Barely. Literally, as you said, Arcane. I didn't know Arcane was part of League of Legends. I had no idea.
Yo,
I had
I
no
might have to put
idea.
you on. I might have to put
But
you on, honestly, because it's a
my
really.
yeah, I've heard a lot about it, like in terms of animation and stuff. But I never heard anything about League of Legends at all. Really, I played literally a minute of it in high school, and then that was it at all. Like, I know kind of how the game works a bit, you know.
But you don't
I don't
haven't
know any
played it much.
characters, the lore, nothing. But just because of this mechanic alone, I absolutely want to get into the game now. You feel what I'm saying? I'm way more interested now in League of
All
Legends
right,
than I ever
so
been before.
we've been talking about like this positive about the game. Is there a negative so far that like you're not okay? Might be a little iffy. Like with me, I was looking through the character roster. We're gonna do another wish list later, and I was looking through the character roster a little bit, and they have so many unique characters, like looking characters. A lot of the characters that they've announced so far are like humanoid, and I would think with how I don't know how big Real Legends is, like 100 something, like 120 characters in the game, and they've showed like their most like very simple looking basic characters. I would be hoping they would choose
Mm-hmm.
a little more unique looking character. That's just me personally, just to have even unique archetypes, unique place, or just a unique look. But other than their one fox looking character, they're all pretty humanoid.
Heard you, yeah, heard you. You want some ugly ass characters in the game? That's
No,
what you were
no.
saying.
Okay, like one of my
Yeah,
characters I looked at
you want
earlier,
some.
he was a lightning controlling bear. A polar bear who controlled lightning. So imagine Thor who was a polar bear. Like that's kind of tough. Or like some if you want some like weird stuff. I know there's like a character who like the one of the more like prevalent characters is a werewolf with like blades and stuff, and like they like go around. They're a jungler and stuff. Like just stuff like that where you can have some unique
Mm-hmm.
looking characters and stuff. Just with how
Mm-hmm.
vast the game and Arcane and just the characters look, having all human characters, especially only having 8 so far, I think announced, I think it's just a little personally it's a little weird, or not weird, but like okay, I feel like you could do a little more with the characters you have on your plate.
Heard you. With me, I don't really see too much of a downside. You know, if they fumble this, if they fumble kind of like this one mechanic that makes them extremely unique against other fighting games, I could obviously see that as a huge negative. But if they do very well, if they optimize this mechanic, it's gonna take them so far. I
I
feel
don't
like it's gonna take
disagree.
them so far.
I can think about I'm just thinking of it like imagine Marvel Tokon. They don't add Silver Surfer, Hulk, characters like that because they're not humanoid looking fully because they look a little off. Like just because they're not and they have a giant catalog of characters. Like they don't want to add Nightcrawler because he doesn't look like he's not
Mhm.
human. Like stuff like that. That's where I see the.
But maybe they're adding right for now at least they're adding heavy hitters of like fan favorites.
But I've
You know what I'm saying?
looking from what people have said, some like the shield character, that dude with the giant shield. There's a couple of them who are like they're not the most famous character. There's one character in the game who has his own game. So I don't know if they're pulling all the
Mm-hmm.
fan favorites. I know they're pulling the arcane characters. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously they're pulling a little bit, but some of them are not the craziest fan favorites. I know that girl, one of the more I think the most recent announcement, the girl with like she has the octopus like ability, she's a little buff and stuff. A lot of people were like, why are they adding her? Like they were questioning her. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm really interested in what their thought process is with the characters.
Heard you.
With characters, we have another blind draft wish list, but like we said before, we never played LOL, so we just kind of looked at the character roster, and I just picked 3 characters that I thought just looked cool.
Yeah, we don't know any of these fucking characters.
And we don't know
at all.
anything about them.
We're just
I'll
gonna
go
do
first with
who looks the coolest.
who is the
So,
coolest? Like I said, one of my first characters, His name is Volibear. He was a polar bear with lightning abilities. That's all I know, but that's kind of tough. I think that'd be sick to have a polar bear with lightning abilities. So that's my first pick for one of my characters.
Okay. Now for my first pick, the MPG draft. Um, I'm going. I'm going with my boy Amumu. Okay, his name is Amumu, and he's an extremely small mummy. Go look
Okay.
him up. Go look him up if you want to. That boy.
I think I remember what he looks like. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that boy looked tough. He got the drip on. You know what I'm saying? He got the Charlotte Ultra Soft on him. You feel what I'm saying? So he gonna actually go crazy. I feel like. So that's numero uno, and then number two, high key. Let's see. There's a lot of characters. I'm gonna go. There's some characters I can't pronounce. So there's that. I don't know if he was released in the game, but this Mordekaiser guy, Mordekaiser,
Okay.
Mordekaiser. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. He's a juggernaut, and
Okay.
he's huge, and he has a big fat weapon. I don't even know what it is, but it looks mad tough. So I gotta go with my boy Mordekaiser. You know what I'm saying? To put some diversity.
Diversity. I like that. My next character is the one character I actually did, I guess, quote unquote, main when I played for the, 1 hour playtime I have. Iron Maiden Rel. She is I guess, a knight. I forgot what her lore is, but she rides a robotic robot with a giant lance, and I just think that would be insanely cool to have just
Damn.
this person on a giant horse with a giant lance running you down on the field. That would be cool. And then my last one, no real reason picking them other than I want more black people in the game. I have the Purified Lucian. This is a black guy with 2 pistols. Get more zoners. The only one we have right now is Jinx, and he's black. So that's my only reasoning for that guy.
Heard you. Okay. For my last two, I'm going with
Your last one.
Pike.
You've done, you have one more. You done
I have one more.
We did 3. Your mummy and Mordekaiser.
Oh, this is 3. Oh,
Three,
right.
yeah.
I thought we were doing freaking 4. Okay, for my last one, I'm going Pike still.
Who is it?
Pike.
What did they do?
Pyke.
What did they do?
He's a Blood Harbor Ripper assassin. You feel what I'm saying? He looks tough, and he has a big fat ass sword and a whole lot of aura. So I'm choosing him just off of looks in general. Like I said, I don't know these characters, but he looks mad cool. So that's what I'm going for.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
All right, I like the picks. Again, we don't know who the hell these people are, but
Hey, you don't like the picks because you don't know who they are.
no,
All
I
right?
don't know who
You
they
know
are.
what I'm saying? You don't.
Tough. I just think, like I said
you don't
before,
know if you like them or not.
like you said though, you looked at the roster. They have some unique looking ass characters. I wanted to use some of these unique ass characters.
You're not wrong though. You're not wrong.
That's what I'm saying. So other than that though, I feel like we're excited for all these games that are coming out. Tokon, obviously, it's been the main thing on our channel. Invincible, I'm just interested in what they do with the game. And 2XKO, I've been interested since like last 2 years since they talked about it. And these are games that we're going to 100% cover. We get into the beta. We'll definitely be making videos for that 1 billion, trillion, gazillion %.
For sure.
2XKO will keep up to date. This game is only coming out for PC for at least the time being. And we are both not PC users. So at the moment, we won't be playing that when it first drops. And Invincible will definitely keep up to date with that. But if you like fighting game content, want to learn more about it, have a community, this is NPGtv, and we'll see you on the next episode next week.